Hey guys, it's Shortcakey. How you doing? Hope you're doing good on this Saturday morning or afternoon, evening, wherever you are. Today, we're going to do 21 horror movie locations to visit. Now, if Halloween gets you in the mood to rewatch your favorite horror classics, perhaps you'd also like to make a personal visit to their filming sites. While many movies are shot on secluded sound stages, these 21 spots are real movie locations that brave souls can seek out on their own. Some are public businesses, hotels, diners, and even a very tongue-in-cheek barbecue restaurant, while others are historic locations open for tours. Just be sure to be respectful when visiting residences and parks, and watch out for monsters. Here we have Mount Hood in Oregon. Well, the location is Mount Hood, Oregon. The Timberline Lodge was built on the side of Oregon's Mount Hood in the 1930s as part of the Works Progress Administration, which put Americans to work during the Great Depression. It is now a National Historic Landmark and attracts visitors all year long, including in the snowy winters when guests come to use the nearby ski area. Speaking of snowy nights, the Timberline also served as the exterior of the Overlook Hotel in Stanley Kubrick's The Shining, based on the Stephen King novel of the same name, The Shining, which tells the story of a family who signs on to care for the hotel during its winter off-season. After the staff departs, the family is left alone with the hotel, falling prey to the malevolent spirits that lurk within. King was inspired to write the novel after staying at another hotel with his wife, Tabby, the Stanley Hotel in East Park, Colorado. And this beauty here is in Universal City, California. Guests to the Universal Studios Hotel can still visit the house where psycho serial killer Norman Bates and his mother, or Norman pretending to be his mother, lived while operating the adjacent Bates Motel. The motel is typically incorporated into the theme park's annual Halloween Horror Nights, even with an optional photo op in front of the house, but it is also visible at other times of the year via backlot tram tours. And here we have the Sienna Creek State Park, Gaithersburg, Maryland, Maryland, I believe. The Sienna Creek State Park is perfect for a scenic outing. It's some 6,300 acres, contain numerous trails and creek for kayaking, and a lake where guests can fish and boat. It also is where much of the Blair Witch Project was filmed. The 1999 film follows 3 film students as they attempt to locate the Blair Witch, a creature that supposedly haunts the woods of Maryland. So I was right, Maryland, for a documentary. It was certainly not the first found footage horror film, but it did spawn numerous copycats. in years to come. The cemetery gates from the Phantasm. Altadena, California. In 1918, lumber mogul Charles Cobb built himself an estate in Altadena. The house was the Marx Brothers, I guess, bought it, and later demolished, though the gates still remain. These gates are visible in the 1979 film Phantasm as the gates to a cemetery. The film follows two orphaned brothers, Jody and Mike Pearson, who are terrorized by the Tall Man. He's not only the town mortician, but the brothers suspect he's been picking off people in their small town. Present-day hikers like to claim that the area around the gates is haunted. Do you dare to go? And here we have the bridge from Stand By Me, Bernie, California. Based on Stephen King's The Body, Stand By Me trails a group of children as they set out to find the body of a missing boy in the woods. In one scene, the boys try to cross a train bridge that sits over a stream, which goes well until a train comes barreling along. Though the 1986 film is set in a small town in Oregon, this scene really uses the Lake Britton Bridge in Bernie, California. Next, we have the gas station from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which is in Bastrop, Texas. The gas station where an ill-fated young group of friends stop for gas only to find the owner has none, which is now a barbecue restaurant. If you think it's weird that a meat-centric restaurant has sprung up at a location featured in a movie about a killer cannibal who wears flesh mask, it's definitely intentional. Guests can buy horror merchandise, order up some delicious brisket, or even stay in one of the property's 4 cabins. You'll know you found the right place when you see the We Slaughter Barbecue sign. And here we have the apartment from Rosemary's Baby, New York, New York. The Dakota is a beautiful apartment building in Manhattan, known to attract the rich and famous. John Lennon and Yoko Ono lived here, and is outside of this building where Lennon was fatally shot in 1980. The building also played a role in the 1968 film Rosemary's Baby. The Dakota serves as the exteriors of the Branford, an apartment building with a dark past where bad things seem to happen often. Despite the rumors, Rosemary Woodhouse agreed to move there with her husband only to accidentally conceive the son of Satan. Whoops. And here we have the mall in Dawn of the Dead, Monroeville, Pennsylvania. The Monroeville Mall is a functioning shopping center where guests may shop and visit the food court just as they would with any other mall in America. However, it's this mall where George Romero shot his 1978 horror classic, Dawn of the Dead. Here, a group of human survivors attempt to barricade themselves away from zombies that have ravaged the planet. You can actually play zombie laser tag there now. Fun. Ah! And here we have the train station from Maniac, Los Angeles, California. In the 2012 remake of 1980's Maniac, Elijah Wood plays Frank Zito, a serial killer who attacks and scalps young women. Notably, the entire film is shot from the killer's perspective, meaning viewers rarely see Wood except for shots that involved a reflective surface. In a particularly harrowing scene, Zito chases a dancer through the empty train station full of neon artwork. That station is Pershing Square, a metro stop in Los Angeles, Red Line, located in downtown LA. And here we have the diner in Friday the 13th, Blairstown, New Jersey. In the very first of Friday the 13th movies, a group of camp counselors is terrorized by a mysterious killer at Camp Crystal Lake. One such counselor, Annie Phillips, stops by the Crystal Lake Diner to ask for directions to the camp. She's cautioned against going there, but, like every horror movie victim, chooses not to heed the warning. In real life, this diner is the Blairstown Diner. The camp itself is a Boy Scout camp, also in New Jersey, called Camp Nobobisco. That's an interesting fact there. And next, we have the steps from The Exorcist, Washington, D.C. In the film The Exorcist, the demon Pazuzu possesses the body of a little girl named Regan McNeil, Linda Blair. Despite the best efforts of two priests, Father Karras, Jason Miller, and the elder father, Marin, Max von Sydow, the demon refuses to let go of her until Father Karras screams at the demon to enter him instead of Karras, then sacrifices himself, thus killing the demon by flinging himself through a window and down a flight of stairs. The steps where Karras meets his fate can be found in Washington, D.C., and since 2015 have been officially marked with a plaque. And here we have the parking garage in It Follows, Detroit, Michigan. In It Follows 2014, protagonist J. Micaiah Monroe is a teenage girl who has sex with her new boyfriend for the first time, only to wake up taped to a wheelchair in an empty parking garage. He explains that he's being stalked by an entity that follows him all the time, and that by sleeping with him, she's become the monster's new target. The interior of this chilling scene was filmed in the former Packard plant in Detroit. At the time of the shoot, it was a sprawling, abandoned auto factory popular with urban explorers. It is currently under renovation, and one day visitors should be able to get coffee or a meal there. As the tale is set in Detroit and the surrounding suburbs, locals may recognize many shots of the city. Next, we have the location of Interview with the Vampire, the Lewis House, Fitchery, Louisiana. This plantation's real-life history with slavery is more disturbing than any of the horror films that were shot here. It functions today as a hotel, event space, and restaurant with the occasional tour. In the 1994 film Interview with the Vampire, it was the home of the vampire Louis de Pontet-Dulac, who, before becoming a vampire, had been a plantation owner in the late 1700s. And next we have the Witch's House in the Undead, Beverly Hills, California. Though it's technically called the Spadina House, this strange Los Angeles residence is more commonly known as the Witch's House due to its dark fairy tale design. It was originally built in Culver City in 1920 for a silent film studio, but was later moved to its current location in Beverly Hills. Elisa Silverstone walks by the house in Clueless, but it also appears in the 1957 horror flick The Undead. The film stars Pamela Duncan as Diana, a woman who undergoes hypnosis and relives her former life as a woman accused of witchcraft in the Middle Ages. Cool. And next we have the Motel in The Devil's Rejects, Lancaster, California. This dilapidated film set is located in the California desert and was intentionally built for the 1990 film Eye of the Storm. It consists of a diner, a motel, and gas station, and has since appeared in numerous other films, including Rob Zombie's The Devil's Rejects, the antagonist from a previous zombie film, House of a Thousand Corpses. Flee to the motel after the brother of a police officer they killed storms their home, seeking revenge. Next we have The Cave in Cabin Fever and Invasion of the Body Snatchers, Los Angeles, California. Located in Los Angeles, Griffin Park, the Bronson Cave has been used in numerous films and TV shows, perhaps most nobly known as the Bat Cave in the 1960s TV comedy Batman. Yet it also appears in sci-fi horror movie Invasion of the Body Snatchers, 1956, as a hidden place from pod people and where a protagonist makes the gruesome discovery in Eli Roth's zombie horror film Cabin Fever, 2002. And the next is my favorite, even though this guy freaked me out. Laurie Strode and Michael Myers' homes in Halloween, South Pasadena, California. Known for his expressionless white mask and big knife and the music, Michael Myers terrorizes the teens of Haddonfield, Illinois in the Halloween horror franchise. However, both Michael Myers' childhood home and the residence where teen Laurie Strode, Jamie Lee Curtis, live are actually in South Pasadena, California. You can walk Laurie's route home from school or creep around the hedge where Laurie's first spots Myers stalking her. Visitors often report that the owner of Laurie's house keep a plastic pumpkin on the porch for photo ops. And next we have The Mansion and Drag Me to Hell, Los Angeles, California. Sam Raimi's 2009 horror film Drag Me to Hell opens with a panicked mother and father who bring their ailing son to a beautiful mansion for help, only to learn that he's seriously cursed. This house is the Doheny Mansion, a popular filming location in Los Angeles, built in 1899. Tours are available for curious visitors. The House on Haunted Hill, Los Angeles, California. This Frank Lloyd Wright designed house in Los Angeles has appeared in several films and TV shows. In House on Haunted Hill, 1959, it's where Frederick Lauren, Vincent Price, invites 5 strangers to stay the night, promising a reward of $10,000 to anyone who can survive until dawn. You might also recognize it as the abandoned home where vampires Angelus, Spike, and Drusilla hole up while terrorizing the town of Sunnydale in the TV series Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And next we have the hotel from Ghostbusters. Again, Los Angeles, California. This downtown Los Angeles hotel opened in the 1920s and has frequently appeared on screen. Though Ghostbusters, 1984, is set in New York, the Biltmore played the Cedric Hotel. This is where the Ghostbusters captured the adorable ectoplasmic blob known as Slimer. Gotta love Slimer. And last we have the house from the birds, or the town from the birds, Bodega Bay, California. In Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds, 1963, Melanie Daniels, Tippi Hedren, is terrorized by a massive flock of aggressive birds that descend on the seaside town of Bodega Bay. Bodega Bay is a real town, and between Bodega Bay and nearby Bodega, visitors will find the restaurant, schoolhouse, and other locations featured in the film. Well, guys, I hope y'all enjoyed. Y'all can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Love you guys, smooches, and hugs. Mwah.